Hello everyone, welcome back. In our previous videos, we have talked about how we can create the pipelines using SFDX as well as Ant with the help of Jenkins. In this video, we will talk about what is Azure DevOps, how we can create a free account for our Azure DevOps, then we will also create our very first project, then we will have a walkthrough of the DevOps dashboard. Azure DevOps is a tool which is provided by the MuleSoft and widely known as for implementation of continuous integration and continuous delivery. Continuous integration is not the only thing which Azure DevOps can do. You can also manage your sprints. You can also manage the tasks, bugs, user stories, and many more with the Azure DevOps. So we can say that Azure DevOps is a single place where you can have everything including CI/CD, repository management, sprint management, user management. Azure DevOps also has its own repository system. So its own repository system is if you don't have a GitHub account and you wanted to use Azure DevOps, you can use that as well. And if you wanted to use DevOps with with GitHub, you can also use that as well. It is supported both like its own and GitHub as well. We can also develop the pipeline with the point and click. So we have got the classic editor. Earlier we have to write the YML code. Even we can also write YML code if you want, but with the help of a classic editor, we can create the pipelines very easily and define the targets or the build files, or we can also write YML file for our SFDX pipelines. And we can also use SFDX pipeline or Ant pipeline when we talk about Salesforce. So this is the basic introduction about Azure DevOps. Now let's quickly see how we can create a free account, create a project, and then walk through of our dashboard. To create a free Azure account, what you need to do is you just need to search for Azure DevOps over Google, and the very first link that you will see, just click on that and it is going to open a page over here. You will see it is saying start free. So if you have an Outlook account, you can just use start free button to create an Azure DevOps. And if you don't have it, and I'm sure you must have a GitHub account because in this course itself we have asked you to create a GitHub account. So just go ahead and click on sign free with GitHub, and then it will take you to the GitHub page where it will ask your consent, where you need to provide the information. I have already created that. That's why I'm not able. It is not asking for me to create this. Okay. So in the middle steps as well, it will ask you to select or create the organization. So you can just give the name. You can see this is SFDC Panther is the name of my organization. So if I click on new organization, it will ask me something. Okay, I have already signed in with my email address. I'll just go ahead and click on continue. And this is how you will see your screen for setting up an organization. So you need to just see here, provide, let's say that I'm saying SFDC Panther Udemy, and then I can select wherever I'm located in, and then you all also need to provide this a kind of captcha. And once you are done, you can just need to you basically need to click on continue, and it will set up your organization, and then it will take back to you your organization page. So as soon as it has set up your organization, you can see here you have got SFDC Panther Udemy as well as SFDC Panther, which is which is my second org. Okay. So once you will be there in your very first organization, you will see the dashboard like this, where you need to provide the name. So you can say that my first project. If you wanted to make it public or private, I'll suggest make it private and click on create project. What it will do is it will create a project for you, and then it will take you to the dashboard where you can see the page like this. You can add boards, repositories, pipelines, test plans, artifacts. Okay. You can also invite the users from here to basically connect with your repository. Now if you see here, you have got overview. We are in the overview page where we can see what is basically a project. If you want to you have boards. So if you go to summary, you have dashboards. If you want to have your user stories, your sprints, bugs, or features. You will have everything here under this dashboard. So we can create a visit over here basically. So if you click on add visit, you can add like assigned to me whatever storage you have build history. You can say burn up. So these are the kind of things that you can add, and then you can done editing. Your dashboard will look like this. Okay. So we don't have any task assigned to me. We don't have any build history for now. If you go to the Wikipedia page, this is the page where you can have the information like how the developers can use this repository, what are all the required steps that a developer can have or they need to follow in order to use this repo. If you go to these boards, you see here we've got work items, we've got backlogs, we've got sprints, queues, delivery plans. So every single thing you can just go ahead and manage over here. You can create epic, you can create issues, you can assign the task, and this is your repository system. Okay, this is your repo which is by default basically created by Azure DevOps. You can clone this inside your system. If you want to use HTTPS or SSH, you can use that. If you want to import your GitHub, which is basically your repository from the GitHub or any other version control system like Bitbucket or GitLab repo, you can just import that as well. Or you can clone in VS Code, or there are various options that you can clone your repository. These are the pipelines where we can create our own pipelines. We mainly will be working on this pipeline and repository part. Then we can also create test plans and artifacts. So this is very basic overview of our DevOps, and we are going to talk about every bit and pieces of this DevOps because I have noticed most of the companies are using DevOps and Jenkins as their primary CI/CD tools. So this is it for this video. Thank you for your time, and we will meet you into the next video where we'll talk about how we can connect our project with the GitHub. Thank you.